The Strangers Prey at Night is the decade-later sequel to the 2008 surprise horror hit The Strangers, a home invasion film that I personally was not into. I hated that movie. I think the idea of a home invasion was the most terrifying thing ever, so I thought that movie would easily be able to scare me, and I just thought it sucked. It was just full of people making stupid decisions and dumb things happening, and then it just had a dumb ending. I just hated it, of course. But while many people are done with the whole home invasion horror films that have come out in the wake of The Strangers, I love them because again, I think it's scary. So when the idea of the sequel was announced, I wasn't exactly looking forward to it, but hey, I've been looking forward to it for not about 9 years now anyway. So once the trailer dropped, I was like, okay, that looks kind of fun. Now, they do make the criminal mistake of not using Tiffany's cover of I Think We're Alone Now in the actual film, but I digress. This installment follows a family of four that head to the mobile home park. It's a trailer park to stay with family that owns the place as they're on their way to drop their daughter off at a reform school or something like that. There's some family drama, whatever, but we see some people get killed in the beginning. We know that our three masked psychopaths have their sights set on this trailer park now. Once the family gets set up, it's not a whole long before there's a knocking on the door. What makes this installment better than the first one is that it takes the setup and then injects some energy into it, as opposed to just wandering around and hearing some knocking, yada yada. Once things get going, they are just going, and it is like a ride, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of time to get there, too. And there is such a really cool retro style to this film that makes it really harken back to classic 80s horror, and it's highlighted by this really fun soundtrack that just while the intensity of the horror is still alive, it does feel kind of like a fun horror film. I thought the setting of the trailer park, this summer retreat, deserted trailer park, was very atmospheric and cool, but I also just, throughout the film, kept thinking of all the missed opportunities because they didn't utilize all these different things I saw in every frame and was just a little bummed. However, the style of the film is really cool. Again, it has that retro 80s feel, and it just, well, technical snobs may scoff at this and be like, oh, it's so direct to Netflix. I actually really like this sort of quality look to it. It just feels very like midnight movie. It's very awesome. I thought that was the most fun for me. A lot of the character interactions are pretty poorly written, but I thought that the acting was decent enough to save it at times, kind of. I like Christina Hendricks, who plays the mom. Bailey Madison plays the dress for the 90s teenager heroine who just is pretty much written to weep constantly and limp from set piece to set piece. So there's really no one to really gravitate towards, and it's a pretty small body count we're working with here. And no inventive kills. It's mostly just stab, stab, you're dead, blah, blah, blah. Dumb character moves. I think we're all just getting really sick of seeing a movie where you have characters end up with weapons at a time when they are being attacked by people trying to kill them and they just keep losing weapons and you're like, do you deserve to live? I just don't know. Overall, I thought The Strangers Prey at Night was kind of a fun, cool experience to go see with friends. If you want to just go to see a movie late at night, pass a bucket of popcorn around and just have a good old time, maybe having imbibed in some substances or some beforehand, you can have a good time with this one. It's not really trying to reinvent the wheel, but it does have a fun time spinning it, and I give this one a 2 out of 5. It was fun enough and warrants a watch if you're a big horror nut like I am, but it's really not going to do a whole lot but have a cool setting that's mostly underused. So, I don't know. Any cool horror films that you've seen recently? I'm a horror nut and always love the underseen stuff. So if you know of anything good, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.